안녕하세요. Riding on the Korean wave. Welcome to Tuesday's edition of the Culture Wave. I am Kwon-Soo-ah in Seoul. Explore with us Korea's culture from all aspects and stay up to date with K-entertainment, K-education, K-travel, K-everything. And before you know, you'll be booking your flight to Korea. Now today we're joined by my co-host Walter Lee in the studio. Hello, Walter.
Hello, Soa, and hello to everyone at home. Walter Lee here to co-host alongside Soa, and of course I have the latest in K-Enter news just for you.
Well, let's get straight into the world of K-entertainment. And Walter, for once, let's start with news on Twice. I practiced a lot for this, you know that.
Anyway, so Twice have achieved another major milestone as their new album entered the Billboard 200 at number 6 in the chart. Now, according to an article published on Billboard's official website on Sunday, the group's fourth studio album, This Is For, released on July 11th, earned 80,000 equivalent album units, securing the number 6 spot on the main US album charts. Now, this marks Twice's 7th consecutive album to enter the top 10 of the Billboard 200, beginning with their 10th mini album, Taste of Love, which also reached number 6 back in June of 2021. Now, with this latest entry, Twice have extended their own record for the most top 10 appearances on the Billboard 200 by a K-pop girl group. Now, the girl group also kicked off their 6th world tour, This Is For, with 2 shows on July 19th and 20th, starting off in Incheon.
This is for all Twice fans, including Walter.
Including myself, indeed.
And now from one record-breaking group to another record-breaking solo artist, who's, however, of course, also part of a group.
Yes, indeed. So BTS's Jungkook has broken yet another record on the global music streaming platform Spotify. According to the World Music Awards, the WMA, Jungkook has become the first Asian solo artist to surpass 100 million streams with each of his original tracks, to which he has 18 in total on Spotify. Now, a global media outlet, highlighted Jungkook alongside Billie Eilish, a huge name, and also another huge name, Harry Styles, as the only artist on Spotify whose entire original discography has individually topped 100 million streams, an extraordinarily great accomplishment. Now, Jungkook also has surpassed 9.2 billion cumulative streams, unfiltered streams on Spotify as well.
What an achievement.
Yes.
And last but not least, we're going to talk about an animation directed by a well-known Korean director in that field.
Yes, I love talking about animation recently. So, renowned Korean animator, director Park Sung-hoo celebrated worldwide for his dynamic action direction in titles like The God of High School, as well as Jujutsu Kaisen and Ninja Kamui, has released his latest project called Bullet, now streaming on Disney Plus as of July 16th. Set in a post-apocalyptic world, Bullet follows the unpredictable journey of a junk shop worker named Gia. The series, a passion project developed over 10 years, showcases Park's signature style through the thrilling adventure of bold teams or underdogs who rise up against corruption and injustice.
Sounds very exciting.
Yes,
Looking forward to that. And thank you very much for those updates, Walter.
No worries.
And now let's move on to our AI anchor, Ari, for more on the culture front. Ari, over to you.
Hello and welcome to your AI guide to the latest cultural updates from Korea. Here's our top story. The Hwacheon Tomato Festival, now recognized as one of Korea's signature summer events, is set to return on August 1st in Hwacheon County, Gangwon-do Province. Running through August 3rd, the festival will unfold across 6 themed zones, offering over 40 programs. The highlight is the Golden Ring Hunt, where 22 tons of surplus tomatoes are scattered across a giant pit, inviting participants to dive in and search for the hidden gold rings. The Experience Zone offers hands-on activities such as tomato face painting, while the Performance Zone will feature a lineup of live shows. Festivities will kick off with an opening ceremony, featuring special performances and fireworks to mark the start of the 3-day summer spectacle. The 2025 World Surf League Siheung Korea Open wrapped up after a successful event at Turtle Island in Siheung, Gyeonggi-do Province, drawing over 20,000 spectators, marking a world first. The event was the WSL's inaugural QS 6000 official competition held in an artificial wave pool. A record-breaking 192 athletes from 16 countries competed in the shortboard and longboard divisions, making it the largest tournament in the event's history. Siheung City is also calling for public interest and participation in the 2025 National Marine Sports Games, scheduled to take place at Turtle Island from August 30th to September 2nd. Renowned Swiss photographer Markus Klinko has opened his first Korea exhibition with a David Bowie tribute in Seoul. The show features 20 selected works from the past 2 decades, including iconic portraits and album covers of David Bowie as well as other global stars like Lady Gaga. Klinko gained international acclaim in 2002 with the cover photo for Bowie's album Heathen, praised for its striking portrayal of the artist's symbolism and inner world. Calling Korean culture a global phenomenon, Klinko unveiled plans to open a studio in Seoul this fall and to regularly visit Korea for projects related to K-pop, K-dramas, and K-beauty. That's all from me. Stay tuned to the Culture Wave.
From K-pop to K-food to K-beauty, as the country's culture spreads, learning Korean has also become a byproduct. As more people seek to learn the language, the efforts of countless Korean educators at home and abroad are becoming crucial. To learn more about this, our News Features reporter An Sung-jin went to this year's World Korean Educator Conference.
Korean meets the world, and educators open the future. Under this theme, hundreds of Korean language educators gathered for the 17th World Korean Educator Conference. Hosted by the Ministry of Culture and organized by the King Sejong Institute, the conference brings together teachers working at the latter's institutes across the globe. This year's event welcomes around 160 Korean teaching professionals from more than 100 such institutes in 49 countries. The recipient of this year's Top Teaching Award was acknowledged for introducing a unique lesson plan integrating writing courses through social media, and a cultural and language exchange program with Korean students studying abroad.
Rather than exposing Korean just as a language, I hope to teach it as a bridge to communicate with the world.
The conference offers a range of programs designed to share the latest teaching methods and strengthen the expertise of Korean instructors, including practical workshops and curriculum discussions and showcase innovative classroom techniques.
The demand for Korean culture is only going to increase, so we plan on expanding content that can be used in Korean teaching classes. We are also seeking to establish an online platform and network to share ideas and communicate, to firmly ground Korean learning education.
The 4-day-long conference will continue through the end of the week, with professional development sessions aimed at building global connections and advancing Korean language education worldwide. An Sung-jin, Arirang News.
a note to Arirang TV viewers. We are conducting a survey for our programs, including the Culture Wave, to meet our viewers' expectations. Please visit us at www.arirang.com or on the mobile app Arirang TV to give us your valuable feedback. You also have a chance to win some Bluetooth earbuds and K-pop merch.
It's time for our K-Travel segment, where we introduce some of the most popular places to visit this summer in Korea. Today, we go over to Jeju Island, South Korea's biggest island and one of the top travel destinations in Korea. Jeju has also become a popular place to do a 한달살이, or a place to live in for a month. We are now going to connect to someone who is doing just that, Jessie Lee, a student and Jeju guide. Hello, Jessie.
Hello, Jessie.
Hi.
So, Jessie, we've had you in the studio before. That's when you were a guide in Seoul. Now you're in Jeju. So please introduce yourself to our viewers who might see you for the first time and what brought you to Jeju.
Right, yeah, my name is Jesse. I've been living in Seoul for the past 3.5 years, and I'm majoring in Korean language and literature at Chungang University, located in Seoul. And I ended up coming to Jeju Island for about a month this summer through a domestic credit exchange program between my university and Jeju National University here on Jeju Island. So I was able to come here for a month and take a summer semester class for about 3 weeks and get credits that are recognized at my university and stay in the dormitory here and just have a great time traveling around and checking out the island.
I hope that your study and having fun balance is all right.
Absolutely, yeah.
Great.
So, Jessie, Jeju Island is one of my favorite places to go to. But what was your first impression when you arrived on Jeju Island? Like, what was the biggest difference for you when you compare it to other cities like, obviously, Seoul or Busan?
Right. I think something that I noticed was that the terrain is relatively flat. First of all, there are very few tall buildings. There are no skyscrapers or anything like that. But if you look it up, it turns out Jeju Island is actually a volcanic island, and topography is dominated by Hallasan Mountain in the center of the island. So the terrain is kind of really tall in the center and then just peters off sort of smoothly towards the beaches on the edge of the island. So besides that, there are also some smaller volcanoes, like extinct volcanoes and stuff dotted around. But the terrain itself is relatively smooth, so that if you're somewhere high up, you can really see really far all the way out to the sea. And that's something that I really noticed right away and sort of I thought it was great, really different from any mainland cities that I've been to.
Mm-hmm. And Jessie, I mean, Jeju is a popular travel destination among people in Korea, but also foreigners. So as you've been on the island now for a while, what do you think attracts foreigners to Jeju?
Well, I think lots of people enjoy the island life or are sort of fascinated by the island life. And I mean, it's not just Jeju. There's also places like Bali or the island nations in Southeast Asia. And I think it's a sort of similar pull that brings people here. It feels Korean, but also in a certain sense foreign at the same time, because the terrain is so different from mainland Korea, and just everything looks it's different from what I'm familiar to from having lived in Seoul. And also, I think a big important point is the ease of air access. There's an international airport on Jeju Island, so you don't necessarily have to fly through Seoul to get to Jeju. Depending on where you're departing from, you may be able to get a direct flight, particularly if you're departing from Southeast Asia, the vicinity. So you can get a direct flight right into Jeju and like get here immediately. So I think that's also something that makes this popular, particularly to people living in Southeast Asia or in the vicinity of Korea and Jeju Island.
Right, that is actually a very good tip, because I mean, for us, we usually only fly from Seoul to Jeju, but it's really great to have all of these routes, even from other countries, like from Southeast Asian countries.
Exactly.
Right.
And though you've only been there a little while, hopefully you get to experience more in the future. Jeju Island is home to many famous tourism spots, and hopefully you've had the time to go visit some of those. You know, they have natural attractions to culture sites, beaches, and, you know, the beautiful beaches, of course. But what would you what would you recommend in your personal opinion, maybe to your friends or to people who want to visit?
Right. I think my favorite place that I've been to so far here is somewhere called Udo. Udo is actually another island. It's a tiny island compared to the size of Jeju. It's off the coast of Jeju Island, and you can get to Udo in about 20 minutes if you take a ferry. The ferry's running every day, every 30 minutes until 6:30 in the afternoon. It's also a small volcanic island, but it's a Jeju is a different from what I'm used to having lived in Seoul, but Udo is even different from Jeju. It's small. You can ride a bike here, and you can get from one side of the island to the other side in maybe half an hour, or even less than that. And it's just you can really explore and see the entire island here, and the beaches here are also. I'm actually in Udo right now. I keep saying here. Yes, I came to stay the night, so I'm on my second day here in Udo. But the beaches are beautiful, and it's great to swim. And it's just if you've experienced Jeju and you're sort of like, okay, now I get it. I've been in Jeju for a little while. Coming over to Udo and checking out and yet another different landscape and different scenery is really nice. I'm really enjoying this place.
Yeah, I really love Udo Island myself, and I believe that peanut butter ice cream is actually very popular there.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Have you tried that too?
Yeah, Udo's. I haven't tried. I actually can't eat peanuts, so I can't have peanut ice cream. But I know that Udo is, I think, like their main crop or sort of crop or food that they're famous for is peanuts, and there's peanut ice cream and peanut lattes and all kinds of things with peanuts in them that you can buy at cafes and shops here.
Right, and we're actually going to go deeper into the food part in just a bit. But before that, Jesse, there are also so many activities to do on Jeju Island, especially in summer water activities, for instance, and you can also ride horses. What would be some recommendations for such activities and that you maybe have tried out yourself?
Right. Yeah. So one recommendation is windsurfing. Windsurfing is actually, in a certain sense, the reason I came to Jeju, in that the class that I enrolled in at Jeju National University is a windsurfing class.
Oh.
Windsurfing is kind of a combination of sailing and surfing. So you have something that's like, you stand on something that's like a surfboard, but you have a sail that's attached to the board, and you have to hold that and catch the wind with the sail, and that's what propels you forward. And Jeju National University actually has a water sports department in their university, and they have like facilities near the beach and all of the equipment and stuff. So the class I enrolled in was just a 1 week, sort of really short for a summer semester, but one week going out every day for the whole day and learning windsurfing. And it was hard. It was it's difficult to hold up that sail and stay balanced on the board. It was harder than I expected, but really fun experience. And then something else that I'd really like to recommend is the Haenyeo experience. One of the sort of famous pieces of Jeju culture is Haenyeo, who are traditional female divers who harvest seafood in the coastal waters of Jeju. So they wear like a wetsuit and a hat and goggles and everything, and dive down and hold their breath for a really long time and harvest like fish and seafood from the sea floor. And I went to a place called Toshi Haenyeo, which is a small company that does a Haenyeo experience. So I can wear the same clothes and the same, like, have the same net and stuff that they have, and dive into the water and try to grab stuff. And it's hard to dive wearing that suit because it's very buoyant. That was much harder than I expected, but the water is so clear. So if you have goggles and you go down, you don't want to go back up because it's so pretty, and there are fish swimming around everywhere, and that was really great. So that's a picture of me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and there was also a real Haenyeo person who came out and took pictures with us as well, and they take pictures for you if you go to do that experience. So that was really great. I had lots of fun there.
So Jesse, were you successful in catching anything?
I didn't catch anything myself. Another person caught an octopus. The staff there actually told, like, the octopus, they hide under rocks, so it's hard to find them. But the staff there said, "Oh, there's an octopus under this rock." And another person who was doing the experience with me caught the octopus. So I didn't catch it myself, but I did get to hold it and take a picture with the octopus.
Nice. And speaking of octopus, that brings us to our next topic, Walter.
That reminds me of some food that I like to eat in Jeju called octopus octopus ramen, but which is quite popular. But we obviously can't talk about Jeju without talking about food. Now, since you've been there, hopefully you've got to taste as much delicacies as possible. Now, what food has impressed you so far, and what would you recommend to your friends or anyone who's traveling to Jeju?
Well, I personally really like hue, which is the Korean word for just raw fish. So some similar to what people know as sushi in Japanese cuisine. But there are lots of restaurants selling hue on Jeju Island, and there are a wide variety that you can try. So I really enjoyed the hue here. And on top of that, I think the most well-known dish from Jeju is probably Jeju black pork, which is a Korean pig breed, the Jeju black pig that's native to Jeju Island. And Korea itself is known for grilled pork dishes like samgyeopsal. So if you come to Jeju and have like a Jeju black pork samgyeopsal, that's sort of traditional Korean food with a Jeju touch that you can really only find here. And then one final thing that I really like is I personally like fruit a lot, and Jeju is well known for its citrus because of the climate here. It's warm, so you can grow citrus here in places or in times of the year that you can't in mainland Korea. At least that's my understanding of why there's so much citrus here. But there's Mandarin orange, Kulture, and also Hallabong orange, which is a popular orange variety here. So you can just eat raw citrus, of course. Raw citrus, raw orange is great. But there are also, if you go to cafes or ice cream shops, they have lots of citrus ice cream, Hallabong ice cream or Hallabong latte, Kulture latte. Lots of dishes that have lots of like nice treats that have citrus incorporated in that. And I really like the citrus flavor, so I've had lots of fun sort of trying out those sorts of citrusy dishes.
Now, Jesse, you also mentioned Kyul, which is tangerines. Have you actually, this is an impromptu question, but have you been to any of the spots from the drama when life gives you tangerines?
Oh, I haven't like searched any of those drama like filming spots out, but as you allude to, there are lots of Korean dramas have filmed scenes or filmed even the entire drama in Jeju because it's beautiful here, and it looks like a scene out of a movie. So it's obvious that you'd film stuff here. And when you've, as I said, I haven't gone specifically to search out any of those spots, but just traveling around, driving around, or traveling around like near beaches, you can see signs that actually say so and so drama was filmed here. So I see those and I'm like, oh, well, so this is a place. This is famous. So this is a place that people come to because they're fans of a drama or stuff like that. So I haven't searched out any of those places myself, but even if you don't look for them intentionally, you can just stumble upon a drama filming site just exploring Jeju Island.
Right. Maybe in the remainder of the time that you're on Jeju, you'll maybe explore more of these settings. But finally,
That's a
Jesse,
great idea. I'd love to.
now finally, do you have any final tips for anyone who wants to travel to Jeju during the summer?
Yeah, I think especially if you come in the summer, something that's important to know about Jeju is that the transportation is not quite like what you'd be used to from Seoul. So I've lived in Seoul for a while, so I'm used to subway, lots of subway lines, lots of buses. There's no subway, no trains at all in Jeju, and there are buses, but just because of the geography of the island, it's not quite as fast to get around by bus as it is on the mainland. So what I would recommend to those who can is to rent a car, especially if you're going to be here for a while, and especially if you're going to be here in the summer because it is really hot. So being able to travel more comfortably in a car is really good, and you can just get so many more places if you have that transportation means of transportation available directly to you. So that's one recommendation, and then also I think particularly foreigners who come to visit Jeju might spend a lot of time at the beach, and that's of course great because there are great beaches here. There's beaches everywhere. The entire perimeter of the island is beaches. But I also recommend just checking out the inland a little bit as well. So maybe neighborhoods or areas that are not as famous or not as popular. But as I mentioned earlier, if you go up high, sort of unconditionally, you get a great view all the way out to the sea. So sort of going inland a bit, finding somewhere high up and just finding a cafe with a nice view or a restaurant with a nice view, and just enjoying that perspective on the terrain, the geography, and the experience of Jeju Island is great.
All right, thank you very much, Jesse, for connecting with us today. I kind of feel I'm already on the island. Well, I hope you have an unforgettable summer in Jeju. Thank you.
Thank you, Jesse.
Thank you.
And thank you, Walter, as always. We're going to see you back here tomorrow in the studio.
See you then.
Thank you for spending the past half an hour with us on the Culture Wave. Please join us again tomorrow on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Korea time and maybe one day here in Korea.